when would be more suitable to have children after getting married? At least 1 year into the marriage. So about 30 people voted that. 29% said 3 years is a good time. Okay? So we're talking about like 130 people. 15% said 5 to 7 years would be best. Okay? That's around 60 people there. Whenever you're both financially stable, that's again around 120 people. And right after marriage, if you both mature and have the conditions, that's around 30 people as well voted for that. And around 60 people voted you can never be prepared for children.
The one I voted for was actually one of the minority ones. It was at least after 1 year. At least after 1 year.
After 1 year.
Yeah, at least after 1 year of being married.
Why is it? Why did you choose that one?
I think, that first year is a good time. As I think we mentioned before, it's a good time for a man and wife to spend time with each other and figure things out, get used to each other. And then, if they feel like at least after 1 year, they're comfortable to have a child, then they should.
Okay, 1 year is enough to adjust, to get to know each other?
I think at least 1 year, yeah. So,
starting from there?
Yeah, at least after a year.
Okay, all right. No less than that. It's too early. Less than that, it's too early. And you, Ugit?
For me, I choose you can never be ready. Because I think you can have some couple.
So you're going to be married for 30 years? I'm not ready!
Not really like that, Pastor.
Okay.
But I think some people might have a timeline, but there's so many different factors. There's the financial part. There's also the couple getting to know each other in a married stage. And it takes more time than others. So I think you can never actually be 100% ready. You can be close to ready, but you can never be.
Do you think that having many years of marriage, does it help? Or not really? Not really. When it comes to kids. Because having kids is so crazy that it doesn't really help. Is that what you're saying?
I would not say that it doesn't really help, but I think having kind of a gap of within a couple knowing each other well and knowing how they will raise that child they will have, I think that helps.
But still knowing each other well, being well adjusted, having kids is something they never experienced before, and it's gonna require adjustments. It's gonna be a challenge. That's what you're saying, right? It's gonna be a challenge no matter what.
Yeah, I think at the beginning they're cute and they're nice, but as we all had that teenagers years or.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a challenge no matter what, right? And you're gonna have to be patient. You're gonna have to understand each other. You're gonna have to give each other space. You're gonna have to help each other, especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? It's gonna be stressful. Am I right? It's gonna push you to the limits.
Yeah.
It's gonna push your relationship to the limits, honestly. Right? And you, Laura, which one did you pick?
I would have to agree, Pastor, with Huguet. You can never be ready. I'm a mixture of both.
Sorry. Is that one that you picked since the beginning?
That's the one I picked from the beginning.
Okay. Oh,
but
interesting.
I have the understanding that, it will be a challenge. So for me, I would rather lay the foundation with my partner, enjoy ourselves, go on holidays and just get to know each other more before adding the extra challenge of a child. And I think because at my age now, at 30, I wouldn't be waiting 3, 5, 7 years. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a factor.
My fertility clock, so to speak.
Yes.
So I wouldn't do more than 3 years.
So I think what is the age that is healthy for women to have children?
I think it's up until 35.
Up to 35.
And then it starts to decline.
Okay.
Like
up to 35.
Of being fertile.
So, let's say you got married with 32. Let's say, okay. An example. You get married with 32. Do you want kids or no?
I'm still debating that question.
Let's say by then, by the age of 32, you get married. Both your future husband and you want kids. What do you do?
I think at
You
that
you
time,
wait 1
I
year,
would wait
2
a
years,
year at
3 years?
least. I think
Okay.
I'll say both sides. For my situation, if that was to be the case, the scenario, 32, I would wait a year, maybe 2, because it's still reasonable before 40. If I was a lot younger, I would have had the child younger, because say you get married in your early 24s, you know, you can spend a few years straight away, like just enjoying each other 5-7 years, and then you're waiting. But there's so many things, there's so many health conditions that can cause delays, there's financial conditions, you never know what can happen in the future. So if you know you want to have children and you're young, have children, you know, because that's the best time. And then you can wait all those years and think when they're 40.
I see. You're having a different approach. You can never be ready in the sense that if you wait for the right conditions, the perfect conditions, you're never going to do it, right?
That's true.
Because there's always going to be something.
Exactly.
I need this first.
Yes.
I need to buy that first. I need to move into a bigger house. I want to buy a car and I can't. I want to buy nice clothes and then I have kids, because after having kids I cannot buy nice clothes. It's always going to be something.
Yes.
So it's always going to be an excuse. So I think whether you do it or you don't do it, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you know that's what you want and you're married young, then have the children young, regardless of your financial situation. Obviously have a roof over your head, but it's a baby, they're not going to take that much space. Because at the end of the day, they'll be teenagers by the time you're 40, and 40 is still young. You can still enjoy your life with teenage children, you know, at 40. And there's people, like in my situation, having to wait a little longer. I'll be 40 without the patience or the tolerance that someone in a younger age would have, because I think when you're younger, you adjust quicker and you're more tolerant than when you're already older and more set in your ways. So I'm looking at it that way. Yeah.
I see. It's advisable that the couple will get to know themselves, right? Enjoy their marriage, do things together. Because when a child comes, all the attention goes to the child, right?
Yes.
So it's advisable that they enjoy their honeymoon, their marriage. They allow time to adjust, right? It's not advisable that they will have right away, right after marriage. Although sometimes it happens. And you learn as you go.
Yeah.
You know, you adjust. Okay, we'll do both things all together, multitask, right? And some couples, you know, that's how it happens. I think in the past, this used to happen. I think that was the norm, you know. They used to get married and already get kids. They only had 9 months to adjust. Am I right? 9 months to adjust. Sometimes less. The baby came earlier. But, you know, I think it would be nice to allow some time for you to know, adjust, you know, build the relationship, enjoy your marriage, do things that you cannot do if you have a baby, right? And then you have a baby. But there are all sort of factors here, right?
Yes.
Like age. Sometimes you can afford waiting 5 years, 7 years. You can afford, right? And so on and so forth. But yes, I think all the options here, they are valid, you know. At least 1 year into the marriage. At least 1 year into the marriage, right? I think it is the least. 3 years is a good time. Yeah, 3 years is a good time to get to know each other.
Yes.
5 to 7 years, that's great. If you, of course, if you marry young, very young,
then you can afford
and still work on your career, you have a new job, you want to work hard and get a promotion first and build something, right?
Yeah.
So both of you are working hard to build a career. So 5 to 7 years, that's great. And well, if you have the conditions, you're very mature, right? Both of you are mature. Let's say a couple, they have kids from previous relationships, right? Let's say it's a couple 40 and 35. And they're very mature, they have the conditions, you know, they get married and they want to have a kid. I don't see the problem.
Yeah,
Am I right?
it's not really a problem.
Maybe-
Also, I think, sorry to interrupt, but just
Go ahead.
also those who are single in their 30s to have that mindset that you might most likely be with someone who already has a child.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like under 20s, even in your 20s, you could potentially find someone with a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
especially in the church, I know we need to be aware that, you know what, you're 30, so there is a potential that you will meet someone
That's
already
true.
with a child. So just
Exactly.
to be prepared for that option as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you say? Yeah. What you say of people who get married with someone already with children? Huh?
Prepared.
You gotta be ready before getting married.
That's true.
Where's the option here? We should have put this option here. You know, get ready before even meeting the person.
That's a
Yeah,
good
because
point.
you know what happens sometimes. I've seen this in the church. You know, couples they go on date, and sometimes they set a date to get to know each other's children
Children. Yes.
on the date. So they already go on a date. They're not even married. They go on a date with the kids already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Imagine.
See if they fit.
It's a very
The-
different
and this
thing,
happens.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So they don't have a year. They don't have 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not even married, and they're already taking care of each other's children.
Mm.
You know. So it depends a lot, right? But I think, of course, you need to have the maturity. You need to know. You need to plan. You need to have the financial conditions. Of course, you're never gonna be ready, right? 100%.
100%.
Sometimes you have to, sometimes you have to go by faith, right?
Mm.
That's true.
Otherwise, you don't do anything in life. If you wait for the perfect conditions, you don't do anything.